Charles Darwin, evolution, Steve Jobs, the iPhone, Isaac Newton, gravity, and now, world-renowned futurist and self-proclaimed spiritual entertainer Dominic Rathbun has considered the nature of the universe.
Consciousness and the universe is just so conscious, you know what I mean?
The awakening has occurred, and Dominic wants you to become one with yourself with his new book, I've Considered the Nature of the Universe.
Supernovas are, they're clearly portals to another dimension. Clearly. All you have to do is just look at them. Just look.
Experts and intellectuals have published many pieces on this very subject, but pale in spiritual comparison to Dominic Rathbun.
If you want to be woke, you have to give me half of your money. That's the only way. Also, give me the keys to your house.
Cut from the spiritual cloth of douchey yoga instructors.
The universe is expanding right now. And honestly, so are you. Yeah, you're fat. Lose that weight. Come on.
Jesus Christ says, quote, of all things that I've considered, I've never considered anything this well. This guy has literally got me beat in the consideration department by his book, end quote.
Jesus Christ said that. He literally came back down to this planet as a man to leave an Amazon review about my book.
With 4 easy payments of $79.99, you can join Dominic on his journey to liberation.
I've considered the universe. Now you can consider it with me. Just get the money somehow and give it to me.
You're listening to the Double D's podcast.
I'm Dom.
I'm DuRespect.
He's got a great set of tits.
I get so angry thinking about this kid.
Because that's what most people are bitching about.
In New York, you know what I mean? We like to eat out here. You know?
You gotta stop looking at interacting with people online as a cheap date. My father used to drink.
Get the fuck away from me. I'm done.
I come a lot, by the way.
You're doing the rap stuff.
If you didn't say it, somebody in the comment section would have said it.
It's like how you feel when you're having a paranoid high.
That's a dynamic connection right there. You're listening to Double D's.
I'm Dominic Rathbun.
And I'm DuRespect.
Welcome to this program. All right, gather around. We're going to talk about the universe, okay? Did you pay me my money? Did you give me my money?
Probably not.
Okay.
If you're listening to the Double D's podcast via iTunes, we always want to remind you to be active within the iTunes community. Please comment. Please subscribe. It helps the Double D's podcast out so very much.
How are you, my friend?
Well, I'm here. I'm not considering the nature of the universe, but I'm considering the podcast right now. That's what's in my consideration.
Yo, which of us do you think is going to die first?
Okay. Well, I'm older.
Yeah, but you're healthier.
Yeah.
I have the body of a slave who is made to just like throw around the Haitian bags of rice. That's what I was born to do.
Well, I might be healthier, but I eat like shit. So
you do eat shittier than me.
Yeah, I do eat shittier than you. I would say it's probably gonna be one of those things where like one of us dies first, so the other one won't be able to podcast. So it'll be like one of those elderly couples that dies like within a year of their spouse dying. So it's the podcast can't go on.
I'm just gonna get a guy to replace you. Be respect. It'll be some guy named Brandon who just.
All right, so let's do the podcast with Brandon. Okay. I'm Brandon.
What's going on, Brandon? Respect. How you feeling today?
Hey, what's up, Dom? I was just listening to Fleetwood Mac the other day. I really don't get into any of that hip hop stuff, but
it sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's terrible. I mean, so all that stuff about like guns and all that stuff, we don't get into that over here. But this is the B&D podcast.
This show sucks. I'm quitting. Just you saying.
It's the B&D podcast. Everyone loves it.
Bubble bees.
Bumblebees. Oh, God. Dude, did you hear about all this Fine Brothers nonsense? Okay, all right.
Did I?
So you guys have to be familiar with like one of the biggest, basically one of the first YouTube families, you know, as YouTube becomes a old medium, maybe 10, 15 years from now, the Fine Brothers will always be remembered as one of those first like influential, just the first, well, maybe Shay, oh God, I can't even believe I'm saying this guy's name, Shay Carl. I've always hated everything he's ever done. But anyway, yeah. So the Fine Brothers have basically a fucking franchise of well, no, interestingly enough, they were trying to franchise. That's what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
They have a long list of creations that they've done, and it's basically in the reaction market on YouTube. So they have kids react to whatever, elders react. What are some of the other ones?
Teens react to their parents getting divorced. Elders react to their spouse dying. Black people react to seeing unarmed black men getting gunned in the street. That's another popular series that they do.
Very family friendly.
Yeah.
So
but yeah, it's like Full House video games and stuff like that.
Right. So they are humongous on YouTube. They are huge. So recently, what they decided to do was they basically decided to copyright the term react is basically what they tried to do. So
they also tried to create React World, which is, it's not like Based World with little b. I know what you guys are thinking, but React World is apparently they were trying to make some kind of weird portal where if you made any kind of reaction video, you would have to go through React World or something. Like, how could you wrap your mind around this at all? Like, how is it supposed to work?
Yeah, but
like, were they really expecting to take a cut of anyone who made a React video?
That's what they were trying. You know, the funny thing is that when they made this video, they tried to make it seem like this isn't traditional at all. We've seen what happens on TV, and this is nothing like that. When in fact, it's exactly going on, because like I said, they're trying to create a franchise. If you want to be in the reaction market, through legal loopholes, I'm pretty sure at one point they will have full autonomy of that word react in the title. So you'll have to work through them. And that's what essentially is. It's a franchising system that they have. It's no different than McDonald's. If you want to have that McDonald's name, well, you got to come through McDonald's University, and you have to have a cash flow of about like $250. Right. I think that's
wait, $250,000.
$250,000.
All you need is
$250
to open up a Hey nigga, you trying to open up that McDonald's?
Yeah, dude. I just got my check right now, so we could just open up this burger joint in no time, my nigga.
Pass me that $250.
Aye, my nigga.
Alright, man. We gonna sell chicken.
So like, all right, go ahead.
So $250,000, right? I think that's like the basis that you have to have, or something like that. Whatever, some weird shit like that. But my point is that the internet has reacted in a overwhelmingly
they're not allowed to react,
negative. They weren't for about 24 hours.
Yeah.
In a overwhelmingly negative manner. The Fine Brothers have since apologized. Well, they didn't really apologize. What they really did, from what I could tell, is they apologized that you didn't have the foresight to understand what they were doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what they really apologized, that you're stupid. And they've canceled their React World program, and they no longer are they said that the paperwork was in the works for no longer having the rights to the word React. And I mean, what do you? I know what you think about this, but try to get inside the mind of the Fine Brothers and try to empathize with how they. Was there any good intentions behind this at all?
The only good intentions were for themselves trying to get fucking paid. In their mind, it's like, we have 13 actually at the time like 14 million subs. Let's milk these motherfuckers for some money. They want that network money. They want what they were trying to do is become gatekeepers, man. So if I'm gonna try and empathize at all, I have to put myself in kind of a douchey mind frame where they wanted a cut, and maybe the only thing that could have come good of this, in some as backwards sort of way, if they had created React World, it could have been a situation where they have a hub that you go through, and this 14 million subscriber base YouTube channel would promote smaller channels that will be doing things in React World. So you could potentially get a huge boost. But that's the only thing I could see coming of it. The only good thing. All the other shit is just them getting money.
Yeah. We shouldn't even have to. We shouldn't even have to point out that obviously there were reaction videos before the Fine Brothers came to YouTube. Some people have brought up, some interesting ideas. Something that I've never really considered is that Beavis and Butthead was literally reactions. Like that's what Beavis and Butthead were doing.
Yeah.
They were reacting to music videos like right when they saw them. But obviously online there were a lot of reaction videos. We spoke to Muse a couple weeks ago about probably the most infamous of reaction videos, which was Two Girls in One Cup.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was before the Fine Brothers. So they didn't invent, they didn't innovate. They might have taken it to the next level. They took the idea and took it to the next level, but they shouldn't have any rights to own it. And a lot of people would argue, this is what makes content creators sort of hate that part of YouTube that just appeals to the lowest common denominator, just the easiest, just the lowest hanging fruit. And it's like, you're just going to have a kid sitting in front of a computer reacting to DJ Khaled's Snapchat videos. Really, the kid's just going to look at the screen and he's just kind of like, oh, who's this? He's crazy.
I've never watched one reaction video.
Yeah, but by the way, there is a reaction video of kids reacting or elders reacting to DJ Khaled videos. So it's so easy because you basically have people making content for, and here's the other thing too. Here's the other thing that most people don't consider. The Fine Brothers themselves have made their empire off of other people's content. It's off of other people's content too. The things that people are reacting to, that's the base of their work. You know what I'm saying?
So basically, if that shit didn't exist, they're kind of in a vacuum. They couldn't do anything.
Yeah. So and so you know what? The funny thing is that if they became this empire, this react owning machine, people would often, try to use fair use, to defend themselves. When the Fine Brothers have benefited off of fair use their whole careers, but they would try to penetrate that fair use loophole and say, no, this isn't fair use. You're using what's ours. Take the video down or we monetize it ourselves, like whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? So they've been operating out of fair use, and fair use, they'll smash you to pieces if that's what you try to use against them.
It's rough already. If you will use a clip, I've had maybe 15, 20 of my videos get, I've lost monetization privileges, and some of them make sense, like hip-hop RPG stuff, but some of them you'll just include something that's like a 3-second clip of a song, and you'll just get hit with it. It is rough making content. If you try and do like visuals, if they say that your visuals weren't used properly, sometimes just having a word like if I put something like let's say I put Hail Caesar, which is just coming out this week. If I put that in a title, it's like I might get hit just for having that in there. So it's rough already, and they would just be making it fucking worse. Like, it's already a minefield to try and get anything out. You're just worried about, for instance, like you listen to Joe Rogan, it's like they get their content gets dumped all the time because they'll be referencing YouTube videos that are up already, and they can't play YouTube videos on YouTube on their YouTube channel. It's
so this for you is 100%. They were trying to take advantage of people.
I'd say 90%. The other, like I said, the other percentage, they do have power, and that's a pretty big organization. If they give you a thumbs up, if you get their stamp of approval, that's pretty huge. So that's the only flip side I see to this. But right now, the climate of those videos it's hilarious because people are just like, the top comments will be things like, "Can I react to this?" React to losing all your subscriber base, just shitting on them. It's a war zone, and it's also like 90% dislikes on these like 2 million videos. The content hasn't changed though, which is, it's cool to see this thing eat itself. This establishment eat itself because the content is not changing. It's the same.
How long do you think that'll last?
Well, let's place bets then. This is kind of an interesting thing for me. I think it's.
I'm not going to place bets on this because I never watch these fucking videos. I
don't either. But
no
I'm just saying, like,
Fine
let's say 2 months from now. Do you think?
Oh, 2 months from now?
It's
yeah,
not going to. It's not going to stabilize.
It'll decrease. I mean, if you're getting what? What are they getting now?
Something like 2 million views of vids.
No. I mean, the dislike, the ratios.
Ratio is something like 80-90%.
Okay, I think in 2 months, obviously it'll drop. But I think it'll still be. I think it'll still be past 50, past 50%. I think the dislike bar is going to, it's going to win the battle for the most part 2 months from now. But
there was a top comment I saw where someone just said, "I like to watch them burn," and it made me think, like, man, this is spectacle for them. This is them them getting shat on and losing everything. Is kind of, I think the only original content that they've created. Mm-hmm. Like what's actually happening to them right now is pretty interesting. I'm turning into Kabe's ahead, but like, what if, like, it would be just cool to see the behind the scenes of what's happening to them right now.
Are they panicking?
Right. Let's see. I want them to react. I want them to make a video of reacting to this situation. Is what I'm trying to say.
So this, what really sets this aside from, the traditional medium is that obviously now the people have more of a voice. Now this could be it's going to be something revolutionary, but behind the scenes, maybe something that you'll experience happening more often in the future when content creators get power hungry and the public overthrow them. What you could possibly see right now, what you could be seeing is the first, public revolt against an authoritative content creator, because content creators have never had that kind of power. And of course they have that power and they've chose to use it in a dark manner. So I would be very surprised if, like you said, the whole thing just eats itself and their brand is completely tarnished. It's totally tarnished after this. And I find it very hard to believe that would happen because, of course, we all forget things after a certain period of time. But we can't ignore people's natural inclination to want to watch somebody burn.
Right.
After they become successful. I mean, you see what Amy Schumer, exactly. Yeah. People just want to see Amy fucking, they want to see her just be destroyed. And this is completely intentional. This is completely intentional on the Fine Brothers' part. There is no, well, maybe they didn't, like, with Amy, it's sort of like, well, you don't know if she stole, right. Some people are convinced, but some people aren't. It's like, no, they deliberately tried to run game on us. Well, not us, because we're not a part of the, we're not a part of the reaction community.
I'm part of Fine World. I mean, React World. I don't know about you, but I'm in React World.
You're in? Okay.
Yeah. I react to everything, okay? Mm-hmm. I have the cameras installed on my dick and in my brain, and the world is my reaction. This bit doesn't work. Let's keep going.
It doesn't. A Dom Diggs is a reaction.
There's nothing there. I got nothing, pal.
A Dom Diggs is a reaction.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's a reaction. It doesn't have reaction in the title, and that's the scary slope. The slippery slope.
Right.
That's
like, at what point, like, you are reacting. Like, what? What do you mean? That's what I do. Yeah. I'm a human. I react to things.
No. You are reacting, and we own not only the word, but the act of reaction on the internet. Through legal loopholes, you can find some shit like that.
Someone gives birth, and it's like, my baby, my first child, oh my God. And they come out
Excuse
like,
me,
hey.
Are you reacting to your baby's birth?
Like, what are you talking about, man? I just fucking...
Dad, give us your child. Give us your child.
These
documents here prove that we are entitled to your firstborn child.
What are you doing? My wife hasn't been able to conceive. What the fuck?
Thank you. Dark. Please subscribe to Fine World and have a nice day.
The baby will be taken to the React World farm where it's going to react for the rest. Oh, Jesus.
what's the name of this movie with the druids?
Belly. Belly with DMX.
No, this fucking movie with this guy.
Druids. The fuck?
Druids. God, it's that famous movie.
World of Warcraft.
Where the guy, they hold him down and they open up his eyes and they have him like react.
Clockwork Orange.
Clockwork Orange. There you go. He was
Druids.
reacting. Yeah, Druids. Those were the names of his dudes, right?
I don't remember that shit.
His little crew.
Oh.
Come on, you put me onto the Momofuku, and that's like.
Well.
Yeah, that's Momofuku is the name of it's connected to Clockwork Orange.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, let's not get into that, but yeah. So yeah, like I said, I think this is the first time that this is happening. It's the first time that this has been able to happen. I mean, if you could think of any other brands online of content creators, who's bigger than they are? I mean,
Ray William Johnson was big back then.
Yeah, he was.
Whoever took over, I've not seen him, like, ever since Ray William Johnson quit, I've not seen Equals 3.
His name is like Kaz something, some dude with glasses. I think he's like an Indian dude.
He's the Trevor Noah of Equals 3.
That show just pretty much, it just writes itself. It just pretty much writes itself.
He reacts to,
Oh, hey, buddies. What the hell? This chick, she really likes Big Macs.
but although that's hacky, I never had a problem with Ray William Johnson. For some reason, I kind of found him funny. Like,
the Fine Brothers content before they started their React videos, I've been told that it's hard to find online, but a lot of their humor just didn't go over well. Like they had a lot of their humor had to do with like masturbation. They were like a lot of like dark themes. There were a lot of dark themes. Yeah, I've seen some video clips. Somebody was reacting to their video, and they had they put together a series of videos that the Fine Brothers would make back in the day, like shirtless. There were these really weird things. They were bloody in certain scenes. It was a lot of dark humor, and it wasn't. They didn't get a following from it. It wasn't until they got to this, which I mean. So, but they have a talent for, I guess their talent was being producers, being show producers, I guess, and not really the performers, not really being the talent, because they don't appear on camera. They don't really do anything, do they?
But they also, no, but they lead. I mean, I think if they're the guys talking in the background where people are reacting, I will give them credit for leading these people. Because whoever is reacting, because they do facilitate. Well, it'll be like you can sit a teen in front of a video game and they will say things, but you also got to be like, okay, you were not able to save in this game. You couldn't do that. Like, you have to really paint a picture for them to give you the content that you need for a video. So I think that's what they're good at. But you raise a good point, an interesting point anyway, which is whatever they were doing in the beginning, I wonder if that's what they really wanted to do all along. I wonder if this is what they want to do. So if they had dark humor and all that stuff and they were making halfway interesting content and unique content back then, now they found the cash cow. They found the thing that everyone wants. And the thing about when you make it to the top, like Jimmy Fallon can't have... He's not going to be Eric Andre, and vice versa. It's like you cannot have Eric Andre, the truly funny standalone stuff, and have that play on primetime. People would not work, and
because it's too vague. The people in primetime need to know this is funny. Laugh at this.
Right.
The laugh track is very important.
Right. All that.
It's a very important tool.
But you get something like, I know I'm making a lot of assumptions, but I wonder if right now they're sitting there like, okay, we tried to, like, what have we become? Like, are we the man now? Because they're the man.
Yeah.
They're the guys,
but
who
they don't
made it.
feel like the man. This is it's similar to Tidal. It's similar to when Tidal was announced. The Fine Brothers did the same thing that Jay-Z and Alicia Keys and all those people did. They literally almost ran through the same dialogue where they said, "We're gonna look back at this moment, and this is the moment. This is the moment in history." They did that, and Tidal did the very same thing. So what is it about these? What is it about people when they make it to this elite stage where they essentially what they do is they've considered the nature of the universe. And by the way, we want to thank each and every one of you guys who sent us those memes that we played at the beginning.
Shit.
we want you guys to make more stuff, and if we figure out something else for you guys to make, just throw it back at us, and we'll throw it back at you. So thank you.
Yeah, man, good
but
shit.
they've considered the nature of the universe basically, and they are, they're this thing. They put themselves on this pedestal, and it's like, this is the moment. You can't fuck you, by the way. Fuck you for thinking that you dictate a spike in history that now we're going to look back at it because you say so.
Here's
Anyone
the thing,
who ever says people will look at this moment and look back at it, it's like, what are you talking about?
Okay, one thing
What?
before I go on this train of thought, I want to remind you. Okay, I just want to remind you that during the title signing, I want to remind you of the moment that Madonna swung her leg up on the table.
Yes, to sign it, right?
She could not just sign a piece of paper. She was like, "I'm gonna be edgy.
I'm gonna be me from 20 years ago."
Yuck. Anyway, okay, so the thing is, the devil's advocate. Okay, This is gonna be tough, but you to sell a product, you have to think that it's gonna change the world. That's that rapper bravado. You can be Meek Mill and getting shat on by everyone, but you have to ultimately. There could be a consensus that you did the shitty thing, but you still have to be like, yeah, it was the best though.
Yeah, but it's not enough for you to say. It's not enough for you to say, look, we are offering something to you that we think it's beneficial to you, and we think it's going to change. Say it's going to change something within what you're doing, like the industry. Say it's going to change the way that people share content. If that's how you believe, then that's fine. But when you say that this is a marker, but mark this in history of life.
Listen, everything that's happened, okay? From the single-cell organism to when we were splitting ourselves in that primordial soup of the earth, to cave paintings, all that shit getting eaten by dinosaurs, and now title.
Like, yeah, it is pretty. It is pretty fucking.
D's pretty upset. So D, are you okay?
All right, guys. I guess it's me and Julio doing the show.
Let's.
Julio, didn't you subscribe to the title? I believe you. I heard you were into
Did I
title.
subscribe to title? Yeah, because I wanted like the exclusive on like all the albums and everything. So
Yeah, but Julio, you could just go on YouTube and listen to all that music, right?
I've been blocked out of YouTube. Yeah.
Wait, you were blocked? What
yeah,
happened?
I was blocked because I was watching some. I don't want to talk about it, man.
What were you watching?
How are you, man? How are you doing, man?
I was doing good until you came in the room. I can't
well,
stand
these
you.
you okay? He's pretty broken up about this whole thing. Is it?
His dick's broken. Were you watching those empanada videos?
They went. I'll be honest with you on the podcast. Okay. I was watching like some videos of like 14-year-olds. Yeah. So I mean, they sent me an email and everything. They were like, "Oh, we don't want you. We don't think that you should be watching content." And
so you like what? But
I mean, like
I want to make it
different
clear to
accounts, and they chased my IP address. So yeah.
I want to make it clear to the viewers, though. It seems like Julio, the 14-year-old, wasn't actually doing anything. It was just the fact that Julio was watching a 14-year-old do anything.
My intention, you can't.
No, actually, we know your intent, but the video itself wasn't wrong.
My
it was
intent.
you.
Espérate, coño, espérate. You don't know me like that. We knew each other in high school. Fuck, man, I can't even remember anymore. I smoked so much. I smoked this morning. Oh, actually, yeah. So
What, crack?
Hey, man, that's not fair, man. Hey, that's why I'm gonna vote for Bernie Sanders, because I think like he wants to like legalize things. Or was that Ron Paul? I don't know.
Get the fuck out of here, Julio.
All right,
You know what the fuck you're talking about. Go smoke your crack.
All right, I'm back, guys. All right, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, this shit it does. If you're gonna do a rollout, though, I guess you have to have a healthy level of confidence.
Yeah, that's not confidence. It's arrogance. There's a difference.
Listen, Mark, get out your history books.
Mark
and
it
leave
now.
a page.
This is the moment. This is the moment, you fucking idiots.
Yeah, you're right. They
Huge difference. Huge difference. You know, with Lil Wayne saying, "I'm the best rapper alive." There's a big difference. You know,
it's kind of the same thing, dude. Saying you're the best rapper alive is the same thing.
No,
it is. You're saying everyone who's come before me, everyone living.
No. This is the same thing that this is. This is Walt Disney. I am Jesus. You know, that is Kanye in the radio station comparing himself to historical figures.
So what? Okay.
That is look, I understand.
So
look,
what?
I get the idea of if you don't believe in something, no one else will. But there's a line that you can cross. There's a line that you can cross. Like, you can be confident and you can be a narcissist. There's a line. There's boundaries to everything. So there's a limit to the things that you can say. I mean, you can get up behind the, you know, get up in front of the camera and say that this is a revolutionary thing within this industry, and we really believe that we're going to change the way that people share media. But you can't say this is the moment in history. You know, maybe if they said, you know, this is the moment in content creation where I think people are going to look back at this and whatever.
That's so meek and humble the way you say that. Like, this is, I think you like it. No, okay? No. I want my guy to be in there like, listen, motherfucker. You know when Charles Darwin found out that the stupid little dick birds were evolved creatures? Yeah. Now, React World.
Right.
That's how I want it.
The only thing that would have made it worse if they would have had like music in the background. They would have had music
their apology video.
What was that?
I loved seeing their apology video. It made me happy to see it. I was laughing the whole time. Like, listen, guys, we didn't know. Okay, we're sorry. Okay, please don't leave.
Yeah. I had this interesting thing that happened to me on the train the other day. I'll make this story short because I have to connect it to the chick that I told you about last week. So I see a chick get on the train, and she has just the fattest ass.
What does she look like? She Dominicana?
No, she was black. She was chocolate. Okay. She was nice and chocolate.
Okay.
So she gets on, and she's got like these tight fucking pants on, these tight leggings, and she's got the fattest ass. Shut the fuck up and let me tell you a story. So she gets on, and she's on the phone, yapping about some performance that she has coming up. She's like, "We're doing this show together, and you know, I don't have the script." You know, she's like being very demanding and everything. So if nothing else, I figured, okay, I've got an angle to talk to her when she gets off the phone, because the train was on the outside and we were about to head into a tunnel, so she had to put her phone away soon. This is the mind of a rapist right here. So she's sitting there and she gets off the phone, and a stop or two goes by, and I waltz right over to her and I go, "Hey, can I ask you a question?" She's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Are you a dancer?" And she's like, "No, I'm not a dancer." She's like, "No, I do like theater and blah, 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 blah." She said a bunch of shit that I wasn't fucking listening to. But anyway, the point was, I got to the point where I said, "Okay, hey, my name is insert due respect's government name." And she told me her name. And we were talking, and then I made a mistake. And I knew I've made a mistake. Sort of in the, have you ever seen Inglourious Bastards?
Yeah, man.
Have you seen the scene with Michael Fassbender in the bar when him and that German soldier, when they're having that subtle,
the 5 fingers,
the 3 fingers, right? When he's calling for the beer, and that subtle moment where the German soldier sees that the way Michael Fassbender puts out his 3 fingers, it's like, wait a minute, no, an American would do it that way, not a German. It's very subtle. So we had that same moment when I said, "Where are you coming from?" And she goes, "From work." And we're in the Bronx right now. We're going from the Bronx to Manhattan. And I go, "Work?"
Wait, can you please explain, like, where that is, like, geographically?
Where it is? Like, you want me to fucking point it?
No, I'm just saying, you're going from the north to
Oh, my
Manhattan,
God, I'm terrible with directions. You want me to give you north and to
I'm just trying to get a picture.
Look, Manhattan, all right? Manhattan, it's fucking Times Square. It's fucking the Statue of Liberty. It's fucking...
You don't even fucking know. You've been living there your whole goddamn life.
It's Donald Trump jumping up and down with his hairpiece, okay?
You don't even... Okay, go ahead. Just keep...
What do you want me to do? I'm going south. I'm going north? Why does that matter?
I just wonder what's the significance of...
What do you want, a compass?
Continue.
What do you... Look, if you need to know, I'll give it to you in terms of, like, time. Okay, it takes me I work in the Bronx and I live in Manhattan, so it takes me about 35 minutes to get back to Manhattan, back to my house. So anyway, it's just totally distracted from can I tell the goddamn story? Jesus Christ. Anyway, so I tell her, so where are you coming from? She goes, I'm coming from work. And I go, work? Where's that? And that was a moment. That was a 3-finger moment. It was creepy, and she sort of winced a little bit, and she said in the Bronx. She didn't want to specify where because it seems like I was asking her, where do you work? Where is your your place of employment?
Right.
Which I get it. For a girl, she has to protect herself because, as Louis C.K. once famously said, the leading cause of death for women is men. Yeah. There is no greater threat to a woman than a man. So I get the fact that she felt a bit defensive when I asked that, and I felt like a total creep when I said, where is that? But it was a dumb question. It was, I was in the moment. I was just thinking of stuff to say because as Dom has told you guys many, many times, they don't have to do anything. They don't have to do anything. You have to be the event planner. You have to pay for everything. Conversation, everything. You have to be the MC. You have to be everything. You have to think of everything on the fly. They just get to sit there and just wait. So I said that to her, and a stop or two, she gets up and she's like, well, it's nice to meet you. It's nice to meet you.
You're fucked up.
She gets up and I take another look at her fucking ass. It's huge.
Why didn't you apologize? You could have saved yourself.
Well, no, because I didn't want to assume. I didn't want to make that an issue. Maybe it's something that I was just projecting.
Listen, I know I mentioned.
Can I tell the story? Can I finish? Listen.
I thought it was done.
I want to get to the point. No, I want to get to the point. So she gets up. And then I get up with her right there, and I go, "Hey, do you mind if we exchange information?" I always say, "Let's exchange information." I don't go, "Give me your number." I'm not demanding anything from you. I'm saying, "Let's exchange information." You give it to me, I give it to you. And she goes, "As friends, right?" And she kind of giggles, which to me at the time, I took it as a jab, just like you're taking it, but it really wasn't. That's how women don't figure out whether they like you or not, and I can't expect her to figure out whether she likes me within meeting me after a couple of seconds. Yeah. So that was okay, but I was thrown off by it. I was kind of like, oh, well, of course. I sort of told her, of course, I'm just getting your number, just so we can hang out. And she kind of mutters something as she's walking out of the train. The door opens, and for 1 second, I considered walking out of the station just to get her number. Not the station, sorry. Walking out of the train to get her number. And she muttered something else, and I kind of said, okay. And I get back in the train, and I leave. All right, so I was rejected. Long story short, later that day, I met up.
Long as shit, man.
Yeah, I met up with the female that I spoke to you about last week, right? Yeah. That chick that I spoke to you about last week, that she's really corny. Long story short, I told this chick that I was not feeling her. I said, nah, I'm good. And we had sort of an argument when we spoke. So a couple minutes after walking away from her, I text her like an asshole. I said, please delete my number. So she texts me back and she goes,
why'd you say that?
Because I'm an asshole. She goes, fuck you, which was totally expected. That's fine. You can tell me to go fuck myself. And after that, I text her back and I said, you're a class act. She texts me back and she says, have fun with your boyfriend. So I've told you these two stories to basically illustrate the point of this. We have to notice the contrast between us and women and the fact that we are door-to-door salesmen. We're constantly selling something, and they're constantly being offered something to buy, and we are constantly rejected. We have to deal with rejection on a constant basis. I was the MC. I was the orchestrator, the curator of the conversation on the train, and she didn't have to do anything but decide whether she wanted to give me her number. I was rejected, and that was fine because she didn't ask me to do that. And now with this female that I was dealing with, and I was pretty much letting her know that I wasn't interested in her. She is not used to dealing with rejection, and her last resort, which most women, they always come to this conclusion when you don't like them, it must be because you like dick. Because how could you reject all of this? You must like men. That's what it is. If that's what they need to tell their ego. You know, oh, he's gay. And I'm sure she's telling all her friends it's because he's gay. That's why he didn't like me. Oh, that's what it was. Because that's what's going to serve this pattern that you've got of being rejected by men and continuing your shitty patterns of how to try to attract men. That's a story that you're going to keep telling yourself.
You also fucked up. Acknowledge the way you said that to her. Please delete my number. You didn't have to say that.
But
that's what triggered it. You did it.
No. The rejection, the conversation that we had before, is what triggered the gay comment.
She wouldn't have said that if you had to say, please delete my number.
I don't think so. This chick totally has that written all over her. She has this air of arrogance to her. You know what I'm saying? She had that way about her, which was part of the reason why I didn't want to fuck with her, because I just she was just too much. She thought she was the shit. Yeah, she was over pursuing. She was just texting me way too much. I was just like, I'm not feeling this. And so it's a part of a personality to sort of feel like, oh, it must be because. So I think that the fuck you was the response to that. And her emotions were running high. I'll give you that, because that was a douchey thing to do. It was a douchey thing to do, but I've made it very clear before that I wasn't interested. She just kept stringing this whole thing along. She just kept stringing it along. So I had to be an asshole. And, and I'm out of that situation. But, the point to the listeners was that the rejection is something that they don't deal with. And the rejection is what it's going to make you grow. That's how you build your cadence with women.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that I was rejected by the chick in the train, because I'm going to have a successful encounter at some point in the summer. And it's because I learned a lesson from the chick on the train.
What's the lesson?
The lesson is to never ask fucking geographic coordinates like you were fucking asking me during this story. I'm never going to ask a woman, where is that? Where do you live? Because that's a vague term. If I'm at a bar,
it could have worked with the right girl.
Okay, you know where it works? It works at a bar. You know what doesn't make it work is the fact that we're on a train and we're in a point of transition. If we're at a bar and I say, where do you work? Okay. It doesn't sound creepy. It doesn't sound creepy, because she could be like, well, I work in Brooklyn. Okay, she answered the question. So I forced her to answer that question in a very odd way.
Tell me where you live, damn it, lady. All right, so I got one for you, and it's not really a rejection.
No, because you don't get rejected, huh?
I don't. Look at me. Who would reject me? I haven't had sex in months.
$79.99, you fucks. $79.99.
Pay me the money, okay? So I'm at Whole Foods, all right? Up in what the fuck is it called? Friendship Heights, DC. It's a nice area. That's where the white people live. So I'm over there.
There's so many wrong things with that statement, but continue.
Oh my god! I said it. All right. That's where you got to go to get your quinoa. All right, buddy. That's where the Best Buy is. That's why I was there to get a GoPro. All right. That's because the Best Buy is in that area. I go up to the Whole Foods and I'm standing in line. I decided that day, like, oh yeah, I need to talk to girls. If I see a cute girl, I gotta talk to her. That's kind of my rule for that day. I believe I talked to two that day. One of them might have rejected me, but anyway, this one, I was standing in line for a cashier, and I was like, "Hey, is it always this busy in here?" That's my opening line. It's always this busy in here.
So this woman is working.
No, she was a customer standing in line.
Okay.
She looked cute, about my speed. You know what I'm saying? Bada bing.
White girl.
Don't ask any questions about what she looked like.
Dominant white girls.
Don't ask any questions. Don't ask. All right, buddy. Keep that between me and her. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I'm standing in line, and afterward, I have never pulled this off, but it worked. I was paying for my meal because we had been talking a little bit while we were in line, just long ass line, and then I was like, "Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing right now?" And she said some bullshit, and I was like, "All right, come eat lunch with me. Let's do this." And she's like, "Oh, cool, but I'm like, I that sounds good, but I'm with a friend right now, and we're knitting." So immediately I'm like, oh, first it sounds like she knits. What is this shit? Ugh. Like I should have known, because she had like the shaved side of the head that I like, but shaved side of the head is the ratio of shaved heads to yarn knitters and like hemp wearers. It's pretty high. You know what I'm saying? but like,
and kind of talking with the voice fry. So Dominic like approached me, and I couldn't resist. And then
you know what she looked like? She looked like Jodie Foster, dude.
And then Hannibal Lecter said that he'd eat me with a nice Chianti, and I had to get out of there.
Can I finish the story, buddy? How does it feel? How does it All right, anyway. So I'm like, fuck, a friend. Okay, it's probably a girl because they're both knitting, okay? More stereotypes. She's probably a girl. I'm like, okay, I can deal with this. I can deal with two girls. So not ideal, but I'll do it. So I take my food up to where her friend is. What I see in front of me is she's sitting there with a big yarn, a big bin of yarn. This woman that is the girl's friend is, I'd say she's probably 60, old white lady, maybe like 350 pounds, something like that. Huge, wearing some weird hemp dress, long, weird gray hair. The weirdest thing. Dude, I shit you not, she had a full mustache and beard.
She had a full mustache and beard, like
Full,
a bearded lady.
thicker than my. It came off her face. It was a goatee. It was a full beard. It connected. The hair from her upper lip came off, and it connected to her beard. It was grown out. You
Russian,
could braid it.
A Russian woman, maybe?
No, she was American.
Okay.
And I saw her, and I was like, I can't bail. I can't do it. Because I said I'd eat with her. And I see, like, the girl sort of looks at me sort of like you have to be accepting of my friend. It was a weird exchange with looks where she's like, is he going to be accepting of my friend? She wasn't trans or whatever. It was just like this old woman. She was a woman, but like I don't know. It was weird. So I sat there and I ate. And her name, this girl introduced her, and her name was like Koo or Poo or something. And I hated her so. But I did okay having a conversation with them, but I ate so fast. We were talking.
What'd you eat?
I had like a beet salad, some pork.
Salad? What?
It was from a salad bar, so I just throw a bunch of shit in there. Green beans, beet salad, pork, some chicken, I think, and some meatballs, I think. And also some kale and some cheese. Also, yeah. Anyway, I'm eating, talking to this lady. Every time she turns to talk to me, I can't, like, my food. I didn't enjoy my meal because I had to looking at this woman.
You gagging?
It just made everything taste bad. Just looking at her, this beard on this woman. I was just looking at her like, what woman would allow this? Like, what? How could you do this? This is disgusting. Anyway, yeah, we had an okay conversation. The girl ended up being way weirder than I expected to. You know, she's still cute. Hit me up.
Why was she weird?
Just weird. Just like, kind of like the kind of girl who I don't know how to put this. She just kind of. She seemed like she was not all there. Just a little screwy, a little weird. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's still pretty vague. I don't know what you mean.
How do I put this? Just like, you ask her a question and it would take her a few seconds to just register that you'd been talking to her. Maybe she was high. That would make sense. Maybe
What do you want to know, Dominic?
Ew.
Let's have this conversation now, right? Like, I think it's really important that we consider the environment. And
Where do you live?
I'm sorry. What? Oh my God! I've gotta go.
Ew.
So but I thought you liked Loopy.
I do a little bit. But
Yeah,
she was-
well,
I
problem.
mean,
you wouldn't
if-
you wouldn't like a chick who's like, well, I got my MA at Howard, and especially
would
because
like
you'd be a
her.
black chick.
like-
I got my MA, whatever, and and I'm really interested in this field, and blah 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 blah. And she's just like very straightforward. You like the sort of chick that goes, I don't know, I have these weird dreams, and then you're like, what kind of dreams?
what is it? Just getting hard.
I have these weird dreams where I'm like handcuffed to like a radiator in like a dark room. It's like, what? Yeah, I don't know. And then
Tell
there's like
me
this
more.
there's this strange man, and he's like, he's in the dark, and then he emerges from the dark into the light, and then he pours lotion on me. I don't know who is Buffalo Bill. I have no clue. But,
And
but
then he says, bark, bark, can't see a nigga in the dark, dark. Like, what does that mean? He says, arf, arf, where my dog's at? What is that? I mean, what is it? He says he's Dark Man X or Dog Man X or something. What does that mean?
yeah, I think the people already knew who it was before he said the name.
Son, you're the
So that's what I'm saying. You like DMX meets Arnold
Like DMX
Schwarzenegger.
is just catch. I've son. I don't care. I don't want to hear about dumb shit no more, man.
Double D's podcast. We're here with DMX Schwarzenegger. How are
What's
you,
up,
sir?
man? What's up? How's it feeling?
DMX, you are a combination of DMX and Arnold Schwarzenegger, so your complexion is that of a waffle, sort of.
Look,
So-
man, I don't give a fuck what you say. I don't care, man.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm here to do my thing, okay?
Yeah. How are you
Santa-
able to lift weights so successfully while making a platinum-selling rap album?
You know, man, because I was smoking that stuff. I was doing that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I was in the bin. I was in the pen. You know, I was doing what niggas do from where they've been. You know what I'm saying?
Scaring white girls, handcuffed to radiators.
I don't give a shit, man. I do what I do. You know, Esco, give it to you. Arf, son.
Yeah, now you sound more like DMX. Okay. But you like weird women, man. You don't like straightforward women. So I mean,
I do,
you're
but I'm
presenting
also-
it like it was an issue.
It was too much for me. That's what I'm saying. It's too much for me. But then again, if the mustache lady hadn't been there, I probably would have been into this girl
Would have been
more.
macking.
Probably. But I also knew that she wasn't into me either. Probably didn't like black guys. Whatever.
Maybe.
I feel like I got I think a black chick rejected me recently, and I'm trying to think. On Tinder all the time. Getting rejected.
Because they don't, when you swipe right on them, they don't.
Yeah, and then you got to chat with them, and to be fair, the white girls and the black girls are rejecting me on Tinder. But I'm saying in real life, I think I approached. Why can't I remember this?
I don't do Tinder, man. That's why I don't do Tinder. I don't fuck with it.
I got rejected on OKC too. I get rejected everywhere.
Yeah, well.
But it does make you stronger. Yeah. Like Kelly Clarkson said.
Oh God. Have you seen Louis C.K.'s new series, Horace and Pete?
No. Yeah, actually I did.
You did? Okay.
I love it. I believe after oh God, I have to get out of here after the show. I guess I can't watch episode 2, which is just out. It came out of nowhere, I think last Saturday. And it's not a comedy. It's a drama. It happens to be funny at times, which is that gray area is the space that Louis likes to live in. When he creates stuff, he doesn't. I think. Well, Louis the show. I think Louis the show is probably funnier, but there's no laugh track, obviously, but it's just it. Well, can you explain the plot, like what it's about and all that stuff?
I mean, if I could explain it, well, that's the thing about. I mean, okay, so Louis put out this series, whatever it is. It's going to be a web series that he's going to put out, episode by episode. And what it seems to be is he's a bar owner. His name is Horace, and well, let's not get into the specifics.
Oh, yeah,
with Horace and Pete, who's played by Steve Buscemi, right? So, if I could describe the environment of this bar, I would just call it a broken place for broken people. Everyone at this bar is totally broken. There's no laugh track, as you said. No music, no voiceover, no transitions. Everything seems like it's shot. No, not everything. Most scenes are shot, one shot, in about like 5-minute intervals at times. That's pretty much a scene.
It's raw because they leave in some stuttering and
there were several.
I love,
right.
I love that. Seeing Steve Buscemi, like just seeing a take where he's just giving you emotion and he might slip one time or something, but they leave it in because it makes it more real. But go ahead.
Yeah. So in this bar, you basically have a situation where Louis is about to lose the rights to the bar because through some legal loophole called common law, because the business has been plummeting, and his sister, played by Carmela from The Sopranos, I don't know her real fucking name, Nurse Betty. Sorry, not Nurse Betty. What's the name of that chick on that show?
I didn't watch this.
Aunt Betty, the one that was kind of like
Jackie.
Nurse Jackie, that's what it was. Right, so it's played by her. So then there's this seems to be like the struggle in the first episode. Edie Falco.
Yeah.
So, but whatever. That doesn't matter. What the gift that you get out of Horace and Pete is in these sort of trivial conversations that happen between the characters. Everybody, to me, what I noticed was everybody has their moment that they reveal that they have some shit. Right. Everybody has their shit, but you can't judge one person for their shit, because the next character, who in one scene may have seemed very even keel, exposes their shit and what they're concerned about, what they're passionate about, what they're angry about. Yeah. So everybody's sort of like even. You had these situations in the bar where everybody's sitting around and somebody's talking about politics, and another person's sort of looking like, all right, buddy, relax. And then in that very next scene, that person's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, this is what's wrong. That person shows that they're angry too. So it's like nobody can hide the fact that they have some internal bullshit going on in them. Everyone has internal bullshit on in this thing. I really want to see the rest of these apps, man.
That's all you can hope for. Is just that some content gives you something different and that you want more of it. Which is, I really want to watch episode 2 right now, but I'm about to go watch Hail Caesar, and then I'm this show for me. Oh God, is it? All right, this is douchey the way I did. No, I'm not even gonna say it. Okay, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna put myself on this crucifix. I told a girl that watching this show to me feels like eating dessert. It's like it's a treat for me to because I'm watching it in installments. I know. I said
no. I don't think there's anything wrong.
Also, I was trying to. Also, she was like, I can't believe you said that. Eat dessert, like you sound so cool, and you say that. I can't believe. So yeah, but I watched it in installments. Like I watched a lot of it, and I was just so excited every time I hit play. And I made sure I wasn't texting, I wasn't doing anything else. I was just watching it. Mm-hmm. It's just into that, and I just finished the last half of the first episode, and I think it's good. I think it's great that he can fund this thing himself, because he can say whatever he wants. And there's some controversial, dirty stuff. I mean, like you get a few N-bombs thrown around. Like Alan Alda is really good in this. Yeah, as the old Pete. Yeah, Uncle Pete. Yeah, and he has some of the best lines in this. Mm-hmm. This guy's just a mean old guy. Like,
we're not gonna ruin the lines for you.
Right. He's like a real Archie Bunker. Like Archie was like a piece of shit and everything, but this guy. It just feels more real. You guys should check it out. Go to Louis' site. Just pay the $5. Don't be a cheap ass. You pay for this shit, because then we'll get more of it. And
yeah, that's Dom sent me the first episode, and I saw it with a chick. I told him, I said, well, I can't really watch it right now because I have somebody coming over. But then she's cool enough, so I said, all right, I'll watch it with her. So what I didn't know was I didn't know what to expect, because I'm not a fan of the Louis show. I saw a couple of episodes recently, and I sort of got into it, but then I kind of had this fallout. I really enjoyed the episode where Louis had like a near-death experience or something like that, and he met up with some chick, and he was very like in the moment with her, and then they sort of had this awkward moment. Forgot what episode that was.
I don't remember.
But I didn't know what to expect, so then I was watching it with her, and I'm not going to lie to you guys. A lot of what goes on is very depressing. Some of the stuff, it's sort of how you perceive it, and, if you think it's funny or not. But I knew that I knew where this was headed At the beginning, there's this, it's just right off the bat. There's this conversation between Steve Buscemi's character and Louis C.K. about Steve Buscemi's character closing the bar the night before and leaving, as Louis C.K. described it, a pyramid of towels behind the bar. And he's like, you left these towels here. Why did you leave them there? And Steve Buscemi was like, well, they're there because they're there. And as Louis was pressing him and just he really wants to know the reason, the fundamental reason. That's all it was about to me. It was like, I just want to know why you left. I'm not upset at you. I just literally want to know why you left those towels there, because normally you would never do that. Right, like, is there a change in your behavior? Maybe you figure out it's because of his something that he hasn't done. She reacts to it and she kind of goes like, whoa. Like Louis being overbearing, like he's doing too much, like, oh, like he's really
the girl you're with.
Yeah, the girl that I'm with, she's kind of like, whoa, like, take it easy. And I'm like, okay, damn, she's probably not gonna like this, because even though I'm not familiar with it, I know where CK's going with this in a sense. I know why he's doing this, but she's kind of viewing it as like, oh, he's being really mean. Because
it's that simple to her, right?
Yeah.
The thing she's watched is like, wow, I almost said Empire. What the fuck? I mean, that's just, like, whatever show she's watching, it's very much like, but that's how they sell these stories. It has to be like fair, like good, bad, fair, not fair, like that.
Yeah.
Two, like
black and white.
Yeah, but this is not that. It's not going to give you that. And you mentioned this earlier. Everyone has their shit. Like, Louis gets chewed out by a certain character, and he gets chewed out a lot actually in this show. But it goes both ways. Roommate yelling at himself.
What the fuck was that?
Just talking to himself. But you get it both ways. Much like real life, there's no good. There's no good or bad. It's just like, it's you are what you are. But God, he fucking threw me off by talking to himself.
Shit. Crazy roommates.
You get that is upsetting. That is upsetting to me. That just hearing someone go blah, 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 in the back could like.
Oh, you're still on that? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's examine this. What's wrong with you, roommate? What's up with that guy? Huh?
He just does it.
Okay. All right.
It's just a thing that he does.
Does he have Tourette's?
No, not at all.
Okay. Okay. Not that you know.
In fact, I've puzzled over this for a while. He is a completely more well-adjusted person than I am. So, okay. Yeah, it's like, because I see a therapist occasionally, all that shit. Like, I have more like issues. Then again, maybe I'm just saying that because maybe I'm trying to make myself feel better. I don't know.
Your roommate has Tourette's. That's what this is about.
It's not. No, he doesn't.
So how is it dealing with a roommate with Tourette's?
I mean, sometimes you'll walk by and you'll be like, cheese on my dick. Fuck you. I like bad bitches. Is my fucking problem. And yeah, I like to fuck. I got a fucking problem. Shout out to Timothy Itai from New Zealand. It's his birthday. And thanks for rating and reviewing us on iTunes. I made sure to say that. I wasn't going to shout out you unless you did all that shit, which you've done. Thank you.
Hi, Mr.
Hey,
Abron.
How are you?
I've got your book, Consider the Nature of the Universe, and I want you to sign. Well, this is a book signing.
Just give it here. Give it here.
Okay.
Okay, you stop talking.
All right, so I want you.
Okay, enough. Yeah. Who is this young woman?
This is Brenda. It's my girlfriend. Anyway, I want you to sign it out to Steve from.
I'm gonna sign it out to Brenda. Lovely
No.
No. You don't tell me no. I tell you no. Okay, you read my book, page 70. Dominic calls the shots.
Yeah, I do remember. Yes. It's one of my favorite chapters.
Yeah.
I understand that, but I just have to just Steve from the same universe, from the same frame of consciousness.
Brenda, I just want you to write your number down in here. Okay. All right, Steve. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Beat it.